Hey y'all, it's SheRea, what's up? This video is all about you. In this video, I'm answering all your questions that you sent me concerning hair growth, length retention, porosity changes, texture changes, changes in my hair since I've moved, all that stuff. So if that is something that you're interested in, definitely stay tuned. I recently did a 2-year big chop update video. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. That's where I talk about all the things I did to grow my hair out, the things that I didn't do, all of that. So if that is something that you want to see, definitely check that video out. If there's a question that I don't address in this video, you can definitely leave the question down below and I'll answer it in the comment section or in a future video. So let's get to answering some questions. So the first question is, what do you feel has contributed the most to your growth? Rice water, your DIYs, Ayurveda, etc. Honestly, y'all, it's everything. I know we want an easy fix. We want a one-stop solution for growing the hair long, right? We want that one thing that's going to give us booty crack length hair. That's the goal. It's not just one thing. It's all the things. It's a consistent wash day routine. It's the rice water, because the rice water is great for shine. It's great for moisture when used right. It can help with hair growth. It's Ayurveda. Ayurveda is good for strengthening the hair, fortifying the hair, building up the strength of the hair. It helps with hair growth. It stimulates hair at the scalp. Amla has been scientifically proven to help balding. So Ayurveda has helped. Everything that I've done, the vitamins, everything that I've done have combined in combination. They have worked to grow my hair where it is. Can I use one and get the same results? Maybe. Do I want to try it? Nah, because all the things I'm doing work. So I'm not telling you you have to be as dedicated as me, as extra as me. You can have a simple routine, but if you're not seeing the results with the routine that you have to switch it up. Next question, is it possible to not see any absolutely zero broken ends? It's impossible. I break my hair every day. I break my hair every single time I manipulate it. I break my hair. And I've still managed to grow my hair down my back. You cannot avoid breakage. Think about it this way. Everything that we do to our hair is an opportunity for our hair to break. I don't care what anyone tells you. You can't avoid breaking your hair. But what you can do is try as best as possible to retain your length. So that's being gentle with your hair, not tugging on your hair, not pulling on your hair, babying your ends, not over manipulating your ends, not always doing your hair, styling your hair, not always having your fingers in your hair. There's things you can do to retain length, but breakage is unavoidable. Sorry. More questions around breakage was someone asking, well, I've done everything that I need to do and my hair still isn't growing, it's not retaining length. Well, you're not doing everything that you need to do. You're just not. If you do the things that you need to do to your hair is going to grow, because hair grows, right? Hair grows from your scalp. Unless you're sick or something like that, there's something scientifically or medically wrong with you, your hair is going to grow. It comes into length retention. I can't go into depth what your individual problem is because it depends. But if you've done all you think you can do, go to your doctor and see what's wrong with you internally, because your hair is going to show you what's wrong inside on the outside. Your hair is going to show you what's wrong on the inside, outside. So if you think you've done all you can do, go to a doctor. Doctor says ain't nothing wrong with you, then you have to go back to your regimen. Are you deep conditioning? Are you doing protein treatments? Are you finger detangling versus using combs? What are you doing to your hair? You're doing something mechanical to your hair, over manipulating it, try protective styling, try low manipulation styling. There is something that we're doing. We break our hair. Our hair doesn't break itself. It just doesn't. How do you know when your hair is dry? Well, I think it's different for everyone, but for me, when my hair is dry, it lacks shine. It lacks luster. My hair usually has and not like a straight hair shine. It's not like zinging like straight hair, right? But if you look at my hair looks like it has luster. It doesn't look dull. That's what I mean, right? It's not going to be zing like when I have straight hair. When I have straight hair, I used to have that zing. But now that my hair is natural and it has the kinks and coils, my hair looks nice and lustrous. It looks like it doesn't look dry. because it isn't dry, right? It has a look to it. Now that's not true for everyone. Some people's hair can look dry just based on their natural texture, and their hair cannot be dry. But for my hair, when my hair looks dry, it is dry. And secondly, how I know my hair is dry is because my hair will be stiff. It's like right now, I can move my hair and it has body to it. It's not stiff. I can do this and it's not stiff. It goes back into place. When my hair is dry, my hair just sticks up. It literally will just stick up. It will not fall into place. You know your hair is dry when your ends feel rough and tough. Like you just did a trim, but your ends still feel rough and tough. Like you did a good trim, not just like a natural hair trim where it's like, I don't want to take off so much. No, you do an intense trim on your hair, everything is gone, but your ends still feel like crap. Your hair is dry. And I have videos on how I prevent dryness. You can definitely check them out, but that's how I know. How often do you wear your hair out? Is it possible to reach booty crack length without wigs and head wraps? I don't wear my hair out very often because I'm a lazy natural. So I don't like styling my hair. I don't like doing my hair. For me, I don't care about styling my hair or doing my hair. I'm a lazy natural. I say this all the time. I do a lot on wash day. Anytime else, I don't do nothing. So I don't like working hard. But also, I have fine strands. So my individual strands on my hair is very fine. My hair easily breaks. My hair easily dries out, split ends, all that stuff. So if I were to wear my hair out consistently, I know I would not have the hair growth that I have now. And I know that because I used to wear my hair out a lot. Like when I was natural, before my heat damage and color damage in college, when you always wanted to show off and stun and impress, I would wear my natural hair all the time. Back then, I would retain about 3 to 4 inches of growth, while now I retain like almost all of my growth. So if retention isn't important to you or important to me, I would just wear my hair out all the time and just trim. Because I have a hair goal to grow my hair to my butt, I don't wear my hair out as often. So it depends on you, your texture. Everyone's hair isn't fragile. Some people can wear their hair out as much as they want. They can do whatever they want to their hair and it's going to grow long. So you have to figure out what your hair needs, what it doesn't need. If you feel bad about protective styling because you want to show your hair off, then show your hair off. But just know that it comes with consequences for some of us. Not all of us, but for some of us, wearing our hair out does have consequences. So it just depends. Do you try new products often? How long do you stick with your routines? Do you switch them up monthly? So my routine is consistent. I've been doing the same routine, give or take, for the last year now. And I talked about this before. I pre-poo, I co-wash, I clay wash, I deep condition, and I style. If I shampoo, it looks different. Regardless of what I do that. Sometimes I switch it up for videos and stuff like that. But when I'm not filming consistently, that is what I do for the most part. The products are different. And that's because for me, products are not important. Once you have your technique down, you can use any product. Yes, of course, there's some products that are better than others, but for the most part, once you have good products, you can swap them in and out. Obviously, sometimes you may want more moisture-rich products. Sometimes you may want more protein-rich products, but the routine itself, the technique, honey, is the same. How do you balance sticking to a routine and trying new things as your hair needs change? So my routine hasn't changed. It's been a year and my routine has not changed. I swapped out the products, but I don't like, oh, I'm just going to stop co-washing and shampoo because someone told me to. Or I'm just gonna stop using oil and butter because someone said I shouldn't, or something like that. I am not going to do that. I've just been natural for too long since Jesus was a boy, and I'm just going to do what works. So honestly, I don't change my routine very much. I don't really move away from it. I did try to do shampoo for a whole month and not co-wash, and it was the worst experience of my life. I will talk about that in a separate video, but I stick to my routine. I don't actually switch it up. It may seem like I do on YouTube, but I don't. What do you think is the most underrated natural hair care tip? I actually have 2 of them, but they're all surrounded around deep conditioning. The first tip is actually going through your hair and applying your deep conditioner like a relaxer. So not just slapping on deep conditioner to your hair in big sections, but actually breaking those sections further. So For instance, I will have my hair in about 5 sections, but I will take those sections and go between each section and make sure every part of my hair has deep conditioner. I attribute my length retention the most probably to deep conditioning because I'm able to retain length because my hair isn't breaking off. That's a super tip. And as a cheat, hair steaming. So not only applying the deep conditioner thoroughly, but also going in with steam. I've talked about hair steaming multiple times on my channel, but I'm definitely a proponent of further getting that deep conditioner to penetrate into the strands by going in with a hair steamer. Does your hair become harder to manage the longer it grows? If so, do you have any tips to make it easier? Of course, your hair becomes harder to manage in a sense. If you have more hair, you have to do a lot more work. When my hair was shorter, wash day was shorter because my hair was shorter. It's longer now that my hair is longer. And also, as your hair gets longer, the ends get older, right? So these ends here used to be up here, but now they're down here. Your hair is old, so as your hair gets longer, it gets older, so it's going to demand a lot more. You may find that you need to do more protein treatments because your hair is more porous and than it used to be. It's not as healthy, it's not as fresh, so you have to do more in terms of taking care of it. For me, I've become more intentional about using protein because I know my hair has gotten weaker as it's gotten older, just because that's the natural progression of hair. So I do make sure I stay on my protein treatments. Now let's talk about changes to my natural hair. This video is getting long, honey, so let's go through it. What was your go-to style when you big chopped? Is that style still your current go-to style, or do you have a different go-to style? So when I first went natural, when I big chopped, I did a lot of wash and goes. My hair was short. I didn't feel like doing like 40 twists to get a twist out, so I did wash and goes. When I got to about the 6-month mark, I stopped doing wash and goes. I have an entire video talking about why. You can check it out right here. I do need to do an update video, but that's coming soon. I don't do wash and goes anymore. Too much knots and tangles, all that stuff, so I don't do wash and goes. My go-to style now when I do wear my hair out is either a braid out or a 3-strand twist out. What styles work on shorter hair that aren't working on long hair? So for me, there's not necessarily a style besides the wash and go that I don't do anymore. What I notice is that as my hair is getting longer, I don't need as many products. So when I first big chopped my hair, I would do a leave-in, a cream, a butter or oil, and then a mousse, and I would get a nice style. My favorite twist out to this day is using that combination. But now that my hair is longer, and because I have naturally fine hair, and my hair isn't like dense, like you might think my hair is thick, but it's not. So when I find that I layer on so many products, my twist out or braid out is really stringy. And this is something that, and y'all should know if you've been on my channel, I don't style my hair a lot. So when I do style it, like recently when I was trying to style it and stuff, I was like, this is ugly, what's going on? I need to cut my hair because my hair is ugly. But I've noticed that my hair just can't do all those layers anymore just because it's naturally weighed down with the length of my hair, so it doesn't need all those products. So I said all that to say, I'm going to experiment with using less products, so maybe just a leave-in and a mousse, or a leave-in and a cream, but not all the layers together. It was just too much. It's just too much now that my hair is longer. Have you noticed any changes in texture porosity as your hair gets longer and older? My hair just continues to be low porosity. Even when my hair was color damaged, like fried from the bleach, it was still low porosity. My hair is just determined to be low porosity. I do see a difference in my texture. So when my hair was shorter, obviously the curls were tighter, my hair was shorter. But now that my hair is longer, it hangs looser. And not in a way that you would think, like, oh, your hair is curlier now. No, I guess like straighter, but not like I need a protein treatment. It's just a weird thing with my texture that I don't know if I can visually tell you, but my hair isn't as tight. Long story short. I find that as my hair grows, the stylists and products that used to work change. Do you have that problem? Definitely. I tried some products recently that I used to love, and I don't know what's happened. I don't know if the formula has changed, if my hair has changed, but the products, I don't like them. I don't hate them. They'll never be like the worst products of 20 whatever year. But would I mention them again? Would I use them again? If you want to see a video on products that I used to like and I no longer like, definitely let me know if that's something you're interested in. Has the different climate in New Jersey forced you to change your hair routine or products? As of right now, there's nothing that I'm changing in terms of my routine as of right now. That may change because the water in Jersey, I don't know, child, I don't know. So that's still to be determined in terms of the products. Right now, the products that I do like work. So some aren't working, but I'm not sure it's New Jersey. I don't know what it is, but there are things that I used to like and I still love. So I don't think it's the weather or anything like that. In terms of my routine, everything's the same. Everything is the same so far, thankfully. If anything does change, y'all will be the first to know. Let's quickly talk about regrets and lessons. I do have a video that goes in depth about the regrets I have had on my hair journey. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out right here. Any regrets thus far in my hair journey? Because I have that previous video, I'm not gonna go into things like over my entire journey, but in the last 2 years with my new journey, is there anything I regret? I think I regret the wash and goes. If there was something, I think I regretted the wash and goes, because I ended up having to cut a lot of my hair in the beginning because of the thinning and the knots and stuff like that, and I probably would have been further along in my journey, had longer hair by now, if I wasn't doing as much cutting in the beginning. Because when you first cut your hair, I don't know what it is. I don't know if this is scientifically backed or anything. I feel like my hair grew the fastest, and now it's not growing as fast. So I wish during my prime growing season, again, this is not scientifically backed, so don't quote me on this. I do wish that I didn't really do the wash and goes because they did not serve me at all. They did not serve me. What were the ways you dealt with the awkward or in-between lengths? So here's the thing, don't fight your hair. I think the easiest way to break your hair and damage your hair is to fight your hair. Allow your hair to do what it does. Like when I was in St. Thomas, I allowed my hair to frizz. I allowed my hair to do what it did. If it didn't want to be defined, it just wasn't defined. You can't fight your hair into doing what it needs to do. That's how you break your hair. That's how you become unhappy with your hair and you do damaging things to change your hair. Let your hair just do what it do. Just let it ride. That's the first tip. Let your hair ride. But secondly, for me, when I first big chopped, my shape and everything was on point because I did a curly cut on myself. It was on point. But as my hair grew out, my bangs were doing something weird. So instead of fighting with my hair to stretch my bangs or blow but dry my bangs, I would just pin them back. So I wore my hair always in like this flip up thing. I will include some pictures of what I did. So I did that at the year mark or so because the bangs were doing something strange. I couldn't wear my hair like this because the bangs were too short. It was like baby bangs when it was curly, but now I can't. I also didn't wear a side part because my bangs were too short because that was the shortest part of my hair. I cut my hair the most at my bangs because I had the most damage there, so I worked around it. You don't have to fight the stage, you can work with it by protective styling until your hair grows out more, where you're comfortable. I don't think you have to try to work with your hair to make it work. If it don't work, it don't work. Don't fight it, like I said. Yeah, y'all, we've gotten to the end. These are all your natural hair questions answered. I hope this video was helpful. I hope in answering these questions, you got some insight onto what I've done, what I haven't done, things that you can do to help you grow your hair out if that's your goal. If you have any other questions and you wanted part 2, definitely let me know down below and I can bring you that video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Bye, y'all.